Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rob and welcome to Freelance Health and Physical Therapy. I have some good news and I have some bad news for you. Don't worry, the bad news is for me, it's not for you. But before I say anything else, let me just say this. I love the truth. I've always loved the truth. Whether it's cruel or kind, I want the truth. I can handle the truth. Give it to me. I also love transparency. I don't like keeping things hidden from my friends and my family and my loved ones and my clients and my patients. So, with those two things having been said, in the name of truth and transparency, let me lay the bad news on you. And the bad news is this. About this time last week, I got laid off. Okay, I got laid off. People are practicing social distancing right now, and my job was to go into people's homes and to try to take care of them, and it makes sense. People don't want me coming into their homes and potentially infecting their loved ones. That's my number one fear with this. I'm not worried about getting sick myself, but I would absolutely die if I got somebody else sick. So most of the patients ended up canceling services. No patients, no work. It's as simple as that. And again, it's fine, I get that. But as a result, the agency that I was working for had to make some tough decisions, and they ended up cutting more than a few of us free to return back from whence we came. And so that leaves me here. What that leads me to is that leads me to the good news, right? And so the good news is this. Now, I get to do this. I get to do this now. Which is great. This is what I've always wanted to do anyway. One of my major complaints about my previous line of work is that it was always one-to-one, and I love the one-to-one work. But the problem is that you can really only reach one person at a time, however many people you can fit into your schedule in a day. It's great, that's a great way to help people, but I've always wanted to reach more. There's information, there's lessons, there's insights that I've gained over the course of my career that I just wish that I could share with everybody, that I think everybody should know, right? So for example, when you break your arm and it's put in an immobilizer cast, right? You're gonna be in that cast for months, 3 months sometimes. When that cast is removed, your arm is gonna come out all skinny and scrawny and weak, right? Now, what you can do is when you're in that cast, when your leg is immobilized, you can work the right arm, right, or the free arm. You can work to get this arm as strong as possible, and there's carryover to the other side, which means that if you go to the gym with a broken arm and you just lift the other arm and get it as strong as possible, when this cast comes off, you're gonna have way less atrophy and way less weakness when you start getting back to using that arm. And it's things like that I just think everybody should know. Like that should be in the first textbook that we get on how to be a human, 101. Like that's just baseline stuff. Other baseline stuff is again, just super basic stuff on sleep, on diet, on strength and conditioning and exercise, mindfulness meditation, how to spend your time, so many things, so many basic things that are out there, so much information out there. And that's what I want to do here at the very least, There's a lot of other things that I plan on doing with this channel. But for sure, we're going to be working on bringing the baseline level of education up for everybody. The internet is just such a powerful tool for helping people. And that's really why I got into this business to begin with, to help people, to be helpful. Started out studying exercise science, then I went on to be a personal trainer, which is a great way to help people out. From there, I realized that the clients that I most liked working with were the injured clients, and that moved me onto the physical therapy track, and now I have my doctorate in physical therapy, which is another great way to help people out. And so now, with a few other online platforms, that's what I get to do. I get to help people out. I get to help more people out than I ever could have done in the previous job setting. And no middlemen, no insurance companies, just you and me. I think it's great. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a ton of fun, you know? Um, Never really done anything quite like this. We'll see how it goes, you know? And I'm hoping that people are going to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification thing and like it and share the videos and comment below. Because I don't want to be the only person um, directing this ship. Like, I want your feedback and I want to know what you want to know. I want to know what you know and I want to know what you don't know. It's just gonna be so cool. It's so exciting for me. I want to lay out the mission statement for freelance health and physical therapy as clearly as possible. So the mission is this: I'm going to give you as much honest, evidence-based physical therapy, strength and conditioning, fitness, dietary, and health information as I can possibly give you. Okay, I want to separate the fact from the fiction, the cures from the snake oil, the wheat from the chaff, so that whether you are competing, whether you're injured, or whether you're just aging like the rest of us, you have the tools that you need to get stronger all day, every day. That's it. It's that simple. Okay. Look, before I go, let me just say this. Things are awful. The COVID-19 pandemic, this is awful. First off, we're learning that we took a lot of things for granted. I took employment for granted. Other people, maybe you took health for granted. Maybe you took your social life for granted and your friends and your family for granted. But we're all in that same boat. People are losing their livelihoods and their health and their loved ones. We've lost our freedom, right? We're no longer really allowed to be out of the home. Can't go to the bar, can't go to the restaurant, can't go to see music, can't see sports, can't go to the gym, right? We're all cooped up in our homes. Relationships are being tested to the breaking point. And also, we're in a position where we're forming some pretty bad habits, I think, as a nation, right? People are spending all their time staring at the computers. People are spending all their time watching reruns of Friends or playing on their phones, day drinking the day away, right? These are all terrible habits that we're gonna have to spend a lot of energy to overcome those habits once this all ends, right? And again, we don't know when exactly this is gonna end. Is it gonna end in a week or a month or a year and a half? We don't know. So we don't know how deep those habits are gonna get, right? We don't know how deep those grooves are gonna wear into the record. So a question for us to be asking ourselves individually and as a nation is, if this is the new normal, and it's not going to be the long-term normal, but for now this is the new normal. But if this is the new normal, how do we thrive in this situation? I'll tell you how you don't thrive: day drinking and putzing around on your phone, or playing video games a bunch. You can play some video games, you can have some drinks, but day drinking all day and playing video games is just setting you up for a real rough couple of years ahead. So again, the question is, how do we thrive if this is the new normal? And the answer to that question is the same answer before the pandemic as it is right now. Build better habits every single day. Stronger all day, every day. That's it. That's really it. That's the essence of physical therapy to begin with. That's kind of the lens that I look at through to see the world. So for now, speaking of building better habits, or at least not building more terrible habits, let's just keep things super simple, okay? Super simple. There's 4 things. We're gonna work on 4 things that are just gonna be kind of like baseline. This is gonna be the beginner, the entry level habits that we're gonna start working on during the pandemic and for, hopefully for our lives to come. So 4 things, okay? So the first thing, I have them written down here with a couple of little notes. First thing is sleep. Okay, we gotta practice good sleep hygiene. If you don't know about sleep hygiene, there's a link below in the description to the CDC's web page for sleep hygiene, right? So go check it out. If you don't know about sleep hygiene, good, you're gonna learn a bunch. If you do know about sleep hygiene, great, do it. Do that, okay? So some people need 8 hours of sleep. Some people need a little less. Some people need a little bit more. And the basics of sleep hygiene are just make sure that for the hour or so before you're gonna go to sleep, that you're setting yourself up to have a good night's sleep, right? You need a good night's sleep to manage stress and anxiety, to heal up properly, to have an effective next day. So first thing we're gonna work on is improving our sleep hygiene habits. Number two is diet. Okay, we're gonna stay super simple here. I'm still gonna post some resources down in the description about what a good diet looks like, what a good basic diet looks like. But really, the essence of a good diet is just have a diet, have some kind of diet. You don't need super paleo. You don't need whatever the new fad diet is. You don't need Atkins. You don't need the carnivore diet. You don't need an Ayurvedic diet or a Chinese medicine diet or a tantric kabuki diet. You just need a diet, right? What all the good diets have in common is they exclude at least two things, right? There are two things that you can almost guarantee are not going to be on any of those diets on the menu, okay? One is junk food, okay? Now, junk food is delicious. I will give you that. I will give you that. The chocolate chip cookie dough, I would brush my teeth with that stuff if I could. I can, but I know I shouldn't. I won't, but I want to. There's really no benefit to eating junk food aside from it makes you feel really good and happy inside. And it makes your shoulders kind of relax, and it makes the day feel like maybe it was all worth it. But look at the list of ingredients on your average your bag of junk food, right? Those bags where you open it up and you just eat the whole thing right there, and then you want to go open another one. The ingredients are insane. They're just mad science, okay? They wreak havoc on your body, not just your metabolism, but also your endocrine system. And on top of that, here's something to think about when we're talking about junk food. A lot of those foods are designed, right? They're designed to be irresistible, right? They're designed in a way where they say, hey, listen, a guy comes into a room and he talks to the chemical engineers and he says, listen, guys, I want you to make this product so people literally can't stop eating it. So they're always eating it and they're always buying more and eating more of it. And that's what I want. And then they say, oh yeah, totally, we can do that. And then they made Oreos. Right? And then they made Cool Ranch Doritos. Ask yourself if you want to be eating a food that they're trying to give you no choice but to eat. I don't want to eat that. And then booze. Booze is also not a part of a well-balanced diet. Now, there is research that shows that you can have 1 or 2 drinks a night, and that can be good for blood pressure, and it can be good for a whole lot of other things. Typically, they're studying wine in those studies. I've had patients tell me that they had doctors basically prescribe a vodka martini every night to help manage the essential tremor, right? I think she was probably 85, 90 years old. And she always had the essential tremor, hand always shaking. And she talked to her doctor about that. And the doctor was like, well, I can give you this high test, high grade pharmaceutical, or just go drink a vodka martini. And she was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And then she did, and she was like, it works like a charm, and it's way more fun. Moderation, though. It's all about moderation. Alcohol is a physical and a mental depressant. It'll throw your hormone axes out of whack. You're gonna end up gaining weight on empty calories. And on top of that, excessive alcohol consumption leads to alcoholism. Right? We don't want that. We don't need that, especially not coming out of this pandemic, out of this sequestration. We don't need to be alcoholics, all of us. Below, also in the description, I'm going to include a link to the Harvard Medical School. They have a post on ways to curb your drinking. it's a good place to start, right? There's also Alcoholics Anonymous. They'll have ideas on their website on how to cut back. Curbing your alcoholism or your alcohol intake or your junk food intake, it's all about addiction management. It's all about building better habits, right? So in the article below, check it out, see if it makes sense, and if you're able to apply it to alcohol and to other dietary fixtures that are maybe less than ideal for you to be consuming a bunch of, right? Number 3 is exercise. Of course it's exercise. I am legally obliged to tell you that unless you are cleared by your physician to exercise, maybe you should hold off. Or maybe you should schedule a video consult or face-to-face with your physician to get cleared off. It's a good place to start. Another good place to start is down in the description. There's a couple of links that are going to give you good basic information on how and where to start your exercise journey. If you're already an exerciser, if you're already a fit-as-in, and you're already getting after it, then that's great. You know, welcome to the club. But if you're not, check out the links below. So the general recommendations are something like 30 minutes of moderate to intense exercise every day of the week. I get squirrely if I don't get much. I try to get about an hour of pretty intense exercise 7 days a week, maybe more. You know, and it all kind of depends on where you are in your journey and how long you've been exercising. Again, bringing it back to basics, just do anything. Do anything that's exercisey, right? Push-ups are great. Push-ups are cheap. You could do push-ups anywhere. You could do push-ups in church if you could get into the church without getting arrested. You can do pull-ups. There's all sorts of equipment you can buy on Amazon. Where you get like a door frame pull-up bar where you can work pull-ups there. You can get dumbbells, get kettlebells, get medicine balls, hula hoop for God's sake, anything. Jumping rope in the driveway. You know, just kind of think about what kind of things you like doing anyway, and go online and see if there's a product that's going to support you in training in that way. My girlfriend likes using rollerblades. She got me a pair. We'll see how it goes. You know, it's really only limited by your imagination. And if you don't have very good imagination, then it's really only limited by your ability to use Google, right? So Google home exercises, Google home workouts. I'm going to be putting a bunch of content on this channel on physical therapy exercises, of course, you know, injury management, injury prevention, but also just kind of general good exercise programs that you can do in your home, right? Starting out at real light, real basic levels and progressing all the way forward into, you know, I'm going to try to do some pretty intense stuff, some pretty fun workouts for you. Number 4 is purpose. You got to have a purpose. Every night before you go to bed, you should be writing down what your purpose is for tomorrow. In yoga, in the kind of Eastern philosophies, they call it setting an intention. Fine, that's a great concept. That works out perfectly fine. But I want you to set a purpose, right? A purpose for your days, a purpose for your nights, a purpose for your life. Maybe your purpose is to just wake up a little bit earlier to write, you know, to journal. Or maybe your purpose is to wake up early and exercise. Maybe your purpose is to wake up and make coffee and a brown bag lunch for your sweetheart. That's great. That's a great purpose. That's a great reason to wake up in the morning. That starts you building better habits. That starts making you stronger all day, every day, building better habits every single day. Those things are about purpose, right? Now, you can have a very broad purpose, like get stronger all day, every single day, build better habits every single day. That's a real nice broad purpose, but what I want you to start doing is I want you to start focusing that in and making it more meaningful in your life, and not just in your life. Don't just have a purpose that is extremely important to you, that can come to define you. Like, do that, but also know that your purpose can, and I think should, include your friends and your family and your loved ones, the people inside of your circle. Because if your purpose in life is to do the thing, but while doing the thing, also add a tremendous amount of value and joy to your circle's lives, that's a life well lived, right? I think that's it. I think that's all I really wanted to say. Yeah, okay, that's it for now. That's all I gotta say for now. So what I want you to do is I want you to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment down below where you're asking questions or telling me what you want out of this channel, telling me what is important for you, what's going to add value to your life in regards to PT, exercise, health, etc. And I also want you to share this video with your friends and family. This is going to be a ton of fun. I'm really excited about this. This is my purpose right now in life. It's short term and it's building into a long term thing. But I'm really excited about this. It's going to be a really fun journey and we're all going to learn a lot. And I would hate for anybody to miss out on it. So share it with your friends and family, put it on Facebook or whatever. And yeah, let's get moving. So until next time, my friends, remember our mantra: stronger all day, every day.